resources, the water, the electromagnetic fields, everything is controlled by the empire. So, Jesus is mistaken. The empire controls the land, not the meek. And the empire controls the land, in this case, by proxy. Jesus is mistaken. The meek are crushed. If you saw yesterday the news, what's happening in Libya, they are crushed. Not only by Gaddafi, by the way, but also by Israel. Jesus was mistaken. And I think this is why Luke didn't want to bother, actually, to have it in his gospel. But in the last 3 years, while struggling with this text, I came to read it with new lenses, and I think maybe now I have discovered actually the real Palestinian lenses to read this verse with, that it will make sense. And then actually I think I discovered something that is very powerful, more powerful than we think. I came to understand that this verse, Matthew 5:5, actually speaks directly to reality in a way we would never imagine. How? Only if you read this text not with a lens, with a close-up lens, but we have to put on a wide lens. If we just have it with a close-up lens, a tele-objective basically, we will never understand what it means. And I think this was exactly our mistake, because we were always reading Matthew 5:5 in the light of the Israeli-Palestinian conflict. And if we take only the last 60 years, it doesn't make sense at all. Jesus was totally mistaken. But I think Jesus, when he spoke this, had a wide lens on, because he looks at history with a different angle than we usually do. So, let me help you put on this wide lens, and you will be amazed, actually. I learned after this struggle, actually, that we have to read this text not only from the last 60 years, but we have to take the 3,000 years, the last 3,000 years, all at once. And now look, we have a long history with empires. There isn't one single regional empire that did not occupy our country. The first empire to occupy our country were the Assyrians, 722. They came and they stayed for over 200 years. After them came the Babylonians, 587. They didn't last long because they were pushed by the Persians, 538. Also, they didn't stay for too long because they were pushed by the Romans. The Greeks. Then the Romans. Then the Arabs. Then the Crusades. Then the Ottomans. Then the British. And last but not least, Israel. You see, we were always trained so naively to connect Israel of today with the Israel of the Bible. But actually, how we should do it is we have to connect the Israel of the Bible with the Palestinians, because these are our forefathers, and to connect the state of Israel with the empire. It makes a total different sense. Think about it. Which of these empires lasted here forever? None of them. The Assyrians, the Babylonians, the Greeks, the Romans, the Crusades, the Ottomans, they came, they stayed for 50, 100, 200, 400 years, and they were all gone by the wind. You know, when you stand in front of the empire, you cannot believe it. Often I think our problem is that we really think that the empire is there to last. And actually, Jesus wanted to tell us, you know what? The empire will not last. They will all come and go, and who remains in the land? The poor. Those who have it, even from the people of the land, they will immigrate. They will become part of the empire. Those who are well educated, they go, they seek a job by the empire. Who remains in this country? The meek. Empires come and go. The meek, they inherit the land. Think about it. How wise Jesus was. It seems to me we were somehow blinded by a Western theology that didn't help us really understand what Jesus, one of us, was saying. But you know, some German theologians tell me, no, Israel is different. Look at the settlement. How can you say they will be gone? Look at the wall. How can you say it will be gone? You know what? If we lived at the time of Jesus, and so all the military checkpoints that Herod the Great created, and you look from your hotel towards the east and you see Herodion, and Masada to the south, and it went all over. No one at the time of Jesus would have imagined that Herod is not there to stay. If you look at all the settlements the Greek built, Caesarea, I mean, today it's a big city. I mean, if we look at just the ruins, imagine at the time of Jesus. Jesus was saying, you know, even the Greeks who built Caesarea, they are not here to stay. They will be gone because this land will be only inherited by the meek. Is this a cheap hope? Is Jesus telling us, you know, like some fundamentalistic groups, let's wait 400 years, Israel will be gone? I don't think so. What he wanted actually to say is that through that one verse, he wanted to release us from the power of the empire. The moment Jesus spoke that word, the empire lost its power over us. This is actually what we are experiencing today in the Arab world. These millions of young people, they lost their fear of their empire because they really got it that the empire is not there to stay. You can come close to the wall and you can start shattering it because it will be gone. And God will not do it alone. He will do it only with us. Amen.
Thank you, Dr. Rahib, for your